we know we have so many creative and intelligent and very interesting people living here on Delmarva, and lots of very cool things that have come out of Delaware. Some well-known libations, some well-known eats that all have operated right out of little old Delaware in the first state. But there are some really cool inventions that maybe haven't come about yet. We've got Kelly Basile joining us with the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk about the Coolest Thing Made in Delaware contest.
Yes, so let's dive into the Coolest Thing Made in Delaware, because I think there are probably some good contenders out there, but let's kind of talk about what's coming up, how people can participate in this contest, because it's really, really cool.
Yeah, so at the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce, we're also the Delaware affiliate for the National Association of Manufacturers, and we put on the Coolest Thing Made in Delaware contest in its second year, so it's still new.
Yeah.
To promote the industry, to help Delawareans understand that a career in manufacturing is amazing, and can lead to a lot of opportunities. So this is a fun way for the public to engage. It's bracket style online competition. There's elimination rounds every week. So right now we just opened the nomination process. It's like the popular vote is what we call it. And there's 54 products from over 40 different manufacturers in the state, and we're asking everyone to vote for what they think is cool, so that we can narrow it down week by week and get to a final four in March.
Awesome. So what sorts of products are you seeing? Because I'm so curious.
Every time I work around this contest, I go, wow, I didn't know that. So it's really fun. There are so many different products. There's, the household name like Kraft Foods, to DuPont, which everyone knows. Dogfish Head, which is right around the corner. So there are a lot of household names, but then there are things that a lot of people don't know about, like spacesuits. Spacesuits are in Kent County. There's Fisher's popcorn, down to even just like a small part, like SSS Clutch makes a part used on naval ships that's made here in Delaware. There are guitar pedals. I could keep on going. There are a lot of different products that are made right here in our home state that have global impacts.
Fantastic. So how did this contest even kind of come about? Because you said this is only the second year, so it's still pretty new. Where did this come from?
Well, I have to say that it came from the state of Wisconsin. They've been running a similar contest for a long time now, and we just thought it was really innovative, and they were kind enough to let us pick their brains and let us implement something that was similar and works for us. So, like I said, the ultimate goal is to educate the public on how a great career in manufacturing exists. And I will tell you that those careers are, and that's the misconception, right? So a lot of people think when you're in manufacturing that it can be, dirty factory, assembly line. It's very far from the truth. There are very high-tech jobs that are within that. They're using AI, technology, but there's also communications positions, finance positions, HR. So there's just so much opportunity around manufacturing, which is a growing industry here.
Fantastic. So I know a lot of people that are probably going to be very interested in getting involved with this contest. So Kelly is not going anywhere. We're going to dive into some of those logistics and how you can get involved when we get back. Well, CoastLife, before the break, we were talking about the coolest things made in Delaware and really all the facets of a manufacturing career and why it's something you should probably consider exploring. We've got Kelly Basile with the Delaware State Chamber of Commerce still here on the CoastLife couch to go over some of the details of this Coolest Things Made in Delaware contest, because now that we've got your interest, you want to know how you can get involved. So Kelly, what do people or companies or businesses need to know if they want to get involved in this?
So at this point, all of the nominations are in, and we are working on the popular vote. So we're looking to employers, employees, the public to vote for their favorite products.
The fun part.
The fun part, right. The actual bracket part of the competition. So I have my notes in front of me, so I'll give you the correct dates.
Yes.
But until February 27th, we're asking people to vote once per day per device. So if you have a computer and a phone, you can vote twice.
Ooh.
But go online to dscc.com/mfg and you can vote for your favorite product there.
Perfect. So I'm assuming this, that you said this is the second year. So will there be a year 3?
Absolutely. This competition is so fun, and there's a lot of really positive buzz around it. And I know the manufacturers that participate and their employees really get into it. Actually, there are 2 Scrapple makers that are entered in the contest this year, and I think it's going to get really heated on who's the best Scrapple, but only the public can decide that, so you got to vote.
Exactly. So people can go online, they can vote, and if people do want to get involved in this competition next year, how can people start maybe kind of making those plans? Because I feel like you always got to think a year ahead.
Absolutely. So I will say the winner of the contest will be announced at the end of March 27th at our manufacturing conference in Dover.
Fun.
And then the winner is featured in our magazine, Delaware Business, this fall. After that, January time is when we open the nomination period again. So if a manufacturer wants to nominate themselves, they can do that. Or if you know of a product that you want to be in the contest, you can also nominate.
Oh, I love that. So if we had any viewers that kind of missed the first part of this interview, can you just kind of give us one more refresh reminder of this contest, what it is, and again, how people can participate?
Yeah. So the Coolest Thing Made in Delaware contest, we are highlighting the vibrant and diverse manufacturing industry in Delaware and all of their employees and all of the amazing contributions that they make to the state, both here locally, but also globally, and honestly, even intergalactically. So.
No, that's true. That's true. And I think, we said this in sort of the first part of this interview before the break, but I think it's important to sort of reemphasize, dispelling some of those, not myths about the manufacturing industry, but I think, reminding people that even though it's not advertised as glamorous, it's a very interesting industry, and it's one thing that people should be passionate about.
Absolutely. There are so many manufacturers that are making differences in people's lives, whether that's through pharmaceuticals and life-saving cancer drugs that are made here, healthy food for pets are made here. There are things that are really making true impacts, and to have a career where you can say, wow, I made a difference, that's in manufacturing.
Yeah, I mean, whether you change the community or you make steps to change the world, that stems from manufacturing. So I think this is a great contest. We've got such a cool state for people to get involved with, and I think you're going to see, I think the competition, you're right, is going to be pretty stiff. This is going to be
pretty stiff.
It's going to be hard. So where can people go one more time to vote?
dscc.com/mfg.
Perfect. Well, Kelly with Delaware State Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about this contest and competition, and encouraging folks to get involved or consider a career in manufacturing, because I think it really is, it's so interesting, and you make real world differences with your fingertips.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, when we get back, maybe you're planning a movie weekend. We're going to take a preview at what's playing in theaters when we get back.